Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody. I have a good feeling about them. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Welcome. I have a good feeling about the Tuesday crowd. Thank you. Have a seat, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Thank you, everybody. Have a seat. Let's get started. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Save a lot of that love for my good friend Shayne Wells right over there. Hello, Shayne. So, Shayne, got to talk to you about something. Right before we went on the air, I got some intel, and TV friends, you know that Uncle Jason felt horrible for Shayne's daughter, Karis. Karis asked for one thing for Christmas from Santa.
She asked for many things.
She asked for one thing for Christmas from Santa and Mom and Dad, and that was a pooping unicorn. And mean Mom Shayne said no, and Santa lost the list or whatever, and so I know.
She's fine.
But
she got plenty of toys.
But Auntie Jason and Uncle Eric were there. We got her the pooping unicorn. She was delighted. Karis called me. She said she's never been happier. But I heard that Mean Mommy has now hidden the unicorn from her daughter. True or false?
Well, it's true.
Well, that's okay because we have a surprise for you. Eric actually bought 2 unicorns.
She's not watching this time.
She's not watching?
She's not watching. No, she's
Call
in
her school
She's
right
in
now.
School.
Anyway, did you really hide the unicorn?
It's a little mom trick. You put it away, they either don't ask for it again, or it's fun when it comes back out again. It also took 20 minutes to make one bowel movement.
Yeah,
I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that time.
There's a joke there, but I like my job. And we're a breakfast show, so I'm not going to say anything, yeah. Okay. Speaking of kids, I thought anytime I can embarrass myself, the producers love it. I don't know if you know this. You know, every day it's a stupid holiday. You know, it's like Toast Day or something. Today is National Bubble Bath Day. So, yeah. Hold on, Leah, hold on. So my mother, when I went to visit my mom in November, I got a whole bunch of throwback photos. So in honor of National Bubble Bath Day, here we go. There I am, yeah.
Where did all that hair come from?
That's... The producer's freaking out because of the nudity. I'm 9! No, I'm in that's me at 9 and with I didn't realize how long my hair was. Look at that.
How'd you style that?
Well, it was with Mr. Bubble. And any kid in the 80s, oh, Mr. Bubble, you loved Mr. Bubble. And we took the Mr. Bubble and then made a little unicorn, head, and there we go. So happy National Bubble Bath Day. Now, speaking of the 80s, I always like to thank folks. I can't get around to thanking everybody, but my goodness, it means a lot to me when you guys know me so well, because I tell you everything. When you guys know me so well that when you go to flea markets or garage sales or you're cleaning out your attic and you find something, this woman brought this into me. She said she was cleaning out, she was downsizing, and she knows that I love Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson is my broadcasting idol. And she found this 1970 Life magazine. And she managed, and she gave it to me. Her name is Rachel, and Rachel managed to find, I have a lot of Johnny memorabilia. This is one of the rare magazine covers I do not have. So Rachel, thank you very much. I'm gonna be framing this and putting it back there. So I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Is that your boy? Who's on the back? Oh, no, that's not your guy. That's another.
No, that's the Marlboro
I thought it was
man.
the Dallas guy.
Yeah, that's not. You thought that was Larry Hagman? No. That's the Marlboro man.
That's like double whammy. Both your favorite. No.
That's back when they advertised cigarettes. They can't really do that anymore. But anyway, so thanks to Rachel. Grab the cup of coffee, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Okay, let's get going. NBC is moving on from their failed Megyn Kelly experiment and have now named the replacements to take over that third hour of the Today Show. The new hosts are Al Roker, meteorologist Dylan Dreyer, MSNBC anchor, and he's also on the Today Show on a regular basis now, Craig Melvin, and NBC correspondent Chanel Jones. Al, you guys may remember Al actually got replaced by Megyn when he used to host the third hour with uber popular Tamron Hall, who Tamron is now going to start her own talk show, I think, for Disney. Ratings sank, we covered it, when Megyn took over the Today Show. This is good news for them. And the ratings, I've been watching, the ratings for that third hour have gone up since Megyn left. And people like Al. And people, look, my mother is still bitter about Tamron Hall being let go from the Today Show. She loved Tamron Hall.
I think everyone did. That was the weirdest move ever. But like Al Roker, cheers to you, man. That's got to feel good. You get your hour back after they dumped you? Or... Well,
and he's, I mean, it's Al. He should, I mean, he doesn't need 3 co-hosts, but he's now the only question is, what are they going to do with the Kathy Lee slot? I think it's going to go to Jenna Bush Hager. I really do. Well, listen to this. In other TV news happenings, this is a little dishy. CBS News has named their new president, and you're thinking to yourself, why do I care? Well, it's interesting. Her name is Susan Zirinsky. They call her Z, and she is going to take over. Now, she's been there since like the early 70s. She was there for Walter Cronkite. She was there for Dan Rather. She was there for Katie. She's been there forever. She's currently the big wig over there at 48 Hours. Uber popular. She's the first woman to be named at the top of CBS News. She's going to be running out. Excuse me. Wow. So that's all interesting. Oh, and another little fun fact about her. She is the woman, she is the basis for Holly Hunter's character in broadcast news. That's how, yeah, she's very well known. Anyway, but this is the dishy part. Daily Beast is reporting that one of her first things that she wants to do over there at CBS is move Norah O'Donnell, or I shouldn't say move, put Norah O'Donnell at the CBS Evening News. They want her to take over the anchor chair over there because Jeff Glor does it right now and the ratings haven't been great. I love this idea because I've said this many. I love Norah O'Donnell because I think she's a fair journalist. Few things bring me TV joy the way that I get the joy when I see Norah O'Donnell unhinge her jaw, open her mouth, and swallow a politician. I mean, it's just, she doesn't cut anybody, Republican, Democrat. She cuts nobody any slack. She's fantastic. So, Norah, I would love to see you in that anchor chair. I think it's great. But stay at CBS this morning. Don't leave CBS this morning. Well, next on the dish, the new season of America's Got Talent is underway. And now this is like the championship season, I guess. The competition is fiercer than ever because of that, as 10 contestants from versions of the show around the world are competing against each other. And a blast from the past stole the show. Look at this. So good. Susan Boyle. She finished, and people always think that she won, but guys, she finished second on Britain's Got Talent back in '09. She became, as we all know, an overnight sensation and sold more than 20 million records. That performance last night earned her, as you saw, a standing ovation and a golden buzzer, sending her into the next round. Well, of course. I thought that she won Britain's Got Talent, but no, she was a runner-up. And I have a very distinct memory. I was doing The Buzz on Channel 9 at the time, and that next day, that clip was everywhere because she walks out, and I don't mean, it's like never judge a book by its cover. She walks out, and you're like, oh, what is she going to do? You know what I mean? And she opens her mouth and it was just angelic.
It's like the angels. Yeah, I think Simon said she defines that show, and she really does.
Yeah.
That idea of something you're not expecting and being just blown away.
Absolutely.
And then she's just so stinking sweet.
I know. She's so nice.
Oh my gosh.
Next in the dish, speaking of nice, I want her to be nice. Meghan Markle, and I think she is, a few months away from giving birth, and the Duchess's life as an actress is a thing of the past. But that is not stopping her former show from trying to woo her back. Here's the deal. NBC Universal, which owns the show Suits over there on USA, is reportedly offering her millions of dollars to make one last appearance on the show. Sources close to the Peacock says executives are discussing anywhere between $2 and $6 million for the cameo. If it were to happen, Meghan would likely donate that to one of her charities. No word on what the Queen thinks about this.
Oh, no, she doesn't like that.
I can tell you what the Queen thinks about this. No. No.
She doesn't need this.
She doesn't need it. But you know what? I got to tell you, the royal family tends to modernize every so often. They tend to kind of stretch, I think, mainly because of the boys. I think it'll never happen, but I think it would be fun if they gave her permission to go back, because I'm sure she wouldn't mind it. She's really close to her former cast. It would be fun. And what's the big deal? It's 2018. So what if she's a duchess? What is it now? 2019. Oh. I was reading a magazine from 1970. What do you mean? The day flu. The day quill. Sorry about that. Yeah. But no, it would be fun. You know, there's Princess Grace went on the Love Boat.
What?
You're shocked I pull out our Love Boat reference, aren't you? Yeah. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Coming up, it's the return of a beloved Jason Show tradition, the Bachelor Roundtable on a couch. Why was the show 3 hours? And what was our panel's first impression of the ladies? Then, if you want to get healthier in 2019 but still enjoy some wine, our wine diva, Leslie Miller, is here with help. A great list of wonderfully tasting wines that are lower in sugar and just a tad better for you. And what is so special and what is so unique about a new pizza place in Eden Prairie? You're going to find out the secrets to the success of Pizza Karma when we come back.
Demi wasn't the only standout tonight as far as nutty goes. That honor went to Catherine. Catherine wasted no time annoying everyone in the house.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt. We just only had a few minutes earlier, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more.
Can we color for a few more minutes, and then I'll pass them along to you?
I'm sorry, I just really think we need to finish our conversation. Excuse me.
Hi.
Hi again.
How are you?
Do you mind if I interrupt?
Yeah.
You know, and having to make those really hard decisions.
Excuse me. Hi, can I have another few moments with you?
Oh.
She's like Jim Acosta at a press conference. She doesn't stop. So what did Colton do when the rose ceremony came around with this woman who interrupted 3 different times? He did exactly what the producers told him to do.
Catherine, will you accept this roast?
Yes.
Because you can't kick the crazy girl out week 1. It doesn't work.
No, you can't. That's our late night rewind. Kimmel recapping some of the crazy, the capital K on night 1 of The Bachelor, and with The Bachelor returning to the airwaves, that can only mean one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's one of the cornerstones of our show, The Bachelor Roundtable. Everybody, give it up for Shayne and producer Ted Johnson. Ted's on the show more than I am. What's up with that? I mean, my goodness. Okay, let's start off. Overall, you two, because I could only get through so much. This was 3 bloated hours, and I could go off on that for another hour. But how did Colton overall handle this, in your opinion, Shayne?
I think I was just surprised. I mean, he has the looks of a Ken doll and like the personality of a Ken doll. That wasn't surprising, but the fact that he's so uncomfortable talking to women, like he looked uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Didn't you think so?
Audience.
It's
Yes, Ted?
It's a struggle.
Why?
The whole thing was a struggle. Watching him as a struggle. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like he's actually excited about.
Yeah, he looks terrified a little bit. And maybe it is scary having like 30 women like trying to grab you all the time, but.
Do you think it's because he's out of his comfort zone? Is it insecurity? Is it he's not comfortable around 8,000 women? You know, I mean, what do you think it is?
Yes.
Audience. Thank you.
Just yes to all that. Yes to all that.
Were there a lot of, I mean, we've been covering this for a while. Were there a lot of virgin references last night?
Were there a lot?
Before the show, I mean, really before the show even started, I mean, like 3 seconds in, you had like 5 references.
It's going to get old.
It's already very old.
Yeah.
Like, can we drop this and just move forward?
Yes.
No, apparently not. Every single girl had to reference it, which I'm like, that just makes him even more uncomfortable. I mean, that might have led to the fact that why he feels so weird.
Yes, that would make me uncomfortable. Okay, beauty queens. There's a couple beauty queens battling it out. Tell me about them.
So you have Miss North Carolina, Miss Alabama.
Is she wearing her sash?
Yes.
Sure
and
is.
It says Miss Underwood. His last name.
Take that off.
Agreed. Major eye roll.
Take that off.
That's Miss Alabama.
Okay.
Was it Miss North Carolina who finished second in Miss USA?
Yeah, like first runner-up. And the thing people don't know yet, and I'm sure they'll get into it, I know this because of my fun friends on the inside.
Yeah.
So these two were actually roommates at Miss USA. And they went into it as friends, and they left as enemies.
They hate each other.
They hate each other. So they didn't really like lead to that too much yet, but I have a feeling that'll be a big storyline.
You could feel the tension when
It
she
was a
walked
little
in.
weird.
She's like,
Well, okay, so I hated the girl wearing the sash. I think it's too gimmicky. But the gimmicks didn't end there. Was there really a woman that dressed up like a sloth?
Mm-hmm. And
wait for it.
She's
slowly
creeps out of the limo.
You have got to be kidding me.
And she said, I hear you like to take things slow.
She did not.
Virgin reference.
Why does anybody... Can we put a moratorium on people dressing in costumes for this?
Because it never works for you.
It
You're
never
not
works.
going to win, so why do it? In fact, she really committed. She had that on for like probably 15 hours.
And she did not.
Because these rose ceremonies started in the evening and end in the morning.
And she probably should have kept it on. Well, not in that way. Not in that way. But because she got eliminated, so she should have kept the mystery up.
Oh.
I thought she was attractive, for the record.
Keep digging yourself out of that one, Ted. Okay, predictions. Your predictions, Shayne, I'll start with you.
I think we like the same girl.
We do.
Hannah G. She's super young, they all are, but she seems semi-mature, sweet, and of course she's stunning. She looks like, I can't decide if it's like Olivia Newton-John or something.
She looks like a Disney princess is what she looks like, yeah.
But I liked her.
Yeah, I did too. Because Colton didn't seem that uncomfortable around her.
He was a little smitten, and he gave her the first impression rose.
Ted?
I like Cassie.
Oh, I like her too.
Cassie?
She, speech pathologist. Her bio says she likes cats, but we'll look beyond that.
Yeah.
I think she'd be she's a good pick.
Ted, you are making friends
But we love cats here.
Give it up for his last time on the Bachelor roundtable.
Here's the deal. People already hate Ted from the holidays for his Hallmark reviews. It doesn't matter, right? You can only go up from Wow, the audience is not quite with you. I love this. If you want to date Ted, everybody, go ahead. Yeah, give it up for Shayne and Ted, everybody. Still ahead. It's the premiere. It's the premiere none of us have been waiting for, but tonight is the night. We're talking about Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. Wow. I know, audience, believe me. That and more when we come back in a moment.
To work for me, you have to be the best of the best.
I'm so nervous to see how Lindsay is as a boss.
I'm gonna watch everything they do.
If they don't come here to work, that's it. They're gone.
Panos is not my right-hand man. He's my left-hand man. I'm the right hand.
Everybody is replaceable.
I am terrified.
And as viewers, so are we. Lindsay Lohan returns to the spotlight tonight in her new reality show, Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. It premieres tonight. on MTV. Welcome back to the show. Lindsay is making the rounds on talk shows this week, promoting the show. It is her first big step back into the entertainment world after a few turbulent years. It follows Lindsay managing the staff of her nightclub, which is not closed, on the Greek island of Mykonos. It is closed, girl. It's already closed.
Yeah.
Closed faster than an IHOP, let me tell you. The first reviews are in, and they are not great. Newsday says Lilo's the mature one in this doll derivative show. Variety was a little nicer, calling it an accidental success. It says the show falls flat, but as a psychological portrait of Lindsay, it's juicily riveting. It's juicy and is that a word? Juicily riveting? Okay, you know what? We're going with it. Finally, The Guardian calls it the reality show we didn't really need.
You could say that about most reality TV.
The review describes her beach club as, quote, what could be the very worst place on earth. You guys are very tender-hearted. It's like, do we have like Lindsay Lohan relatives in the audience today?
I read she's like just not in it very much. Well, like it's mostly about her, but I want to see her. I don't want to see some random people. It's like Guy Fieri. Do you really think Guy Fieri goes to every diner, drive-in, and dives? But he puts his face on everyone.
Yeah, that's very true, yeah. But as I said, the show was filmed last summer, and the thing is already closed. It's closed, done.
I mean, was it all just a facade for the show?
Well, probably. They say it could reopen.
For season 2?
For season 2. Then it'll close. And then it'll reopen again for season 3.
Reality TV.
You can watch it on MTV that no longer plays music. Still ahead, we're talking about a new restaurant that will never close because it's that good. This restaurant is putting its own spin on pizza. Wait till you see this. But next, the wine diva is in the house. And she's gonna make us feel a little better about sipping a glass of 2 or 3 of your favorite beverage. We'll be right back.
You gonna watch it?
No. Look who's back! Welcome back, everybody. Some of you have made a New Year's resolution to be healthier or drink less alcohol. God bless you. Our next guest will help you with one of those. Give it up for our wine diva, Leslie Miller, everybody. Hello, Leslie!
Hello.
Look at the beautiful grapes.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I'm
I know.
just gonna eat those grapes.
Okay, now when I heard the pitch for this, I thought, really? I thought, how can you make wine healthier? But there's a way.
There is a way, because there's a lot of other things that are added to wine that we don't want to consume.
Okay.
And these are always really interesting conversations with me because I teach a lot of wine and wellness classes.
Yes.
And people are so concerned about the amount of sugar that they put in their body. They're eating organic foods, but then they don't think about what they're drinking.
Yes, absolutely.
They don't even have this conversation. So let's start with bubbles because I know it's one of your favorite categories.
I love it. You wasted no time. You went right for the Vouv. I love it. Yeah.
So we're going to start with bubbles. And this was a really, I mean, I teach a lot of bubbles classes in December. I teach like 4 or 5 of them. And we talk about the amount of sugar in bubbles. All right?
Is there a lot? Don't tell me that. Please don't tell me there's a lot of sugar in bubbles. Is there?
So here's the thing. If you are trying to cut sugar completely out of your life, you want to head to this category called Brut Nature, or zero. So this is Tarlant. They're a very teeny tiny small producer in the region of Champagne.
Okay.
You see right on the label that it says 0. So they are in the Brut Nature category, meaning that they can only put in up to 2 grams of residual sugar in that particular category. And then
fascinating. I did not know that. Okay.
Above is in the Brut category. So Brut means that you can have up to 12 grams of residual sugar.
Okay.
So you're actually dealing with 100 calories per glass difference.
Seriously?
Yes, yes, yes. So I want you to try the Tarlant.
Tarlant,
yes,
Tarlant, okay.
Tarlant is a fabulous little baby producer. It's really bone dry, so it's got this ripping acidity to it, which makes it like, it's electrifying, right? I mean, it's great with oysters, it's great with creamy pastas, things like that, because the acid is just really straight lined. Okay.
Goes great with Theraflu, let me tell you. Yeah, I know.
Okay. So once you have that, so we're talking about 0 to 2 calories per glass on that baby. Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Very, very good. Now, if you head to one of the probably the more iconic labels in the way of the bubbly section, Veuve Clicquot, the wines of Veuve Clicquot that come to the United States.
Okay, now stop right there. I've been saying it wrong. All of my friends, we call it Veuve.
Yeah.
It's not called Veuve. We can't call it Veuve. What? How do we say it?
Veuve Clicquot.
Veuve.
Yeah.
Okay.
We always say Veuve like glove.
Veuve.
Yeah, yeah.
Veuve like glove. Okay.
Yeah. So Veuve Clicquot, actually, the sugar in Veuve Clicquot that comes to the U.S. is a little higher. Actually, it's a lot higher than how it is actually bottled and served in Europe.
You're breaking my heart. First, I'm pronouncing Veuve wrong, and now it has sugar. Okay. Veuve.
So this is, I mean, you're dealing with 0 to 2 calories, and you could be dealing upwards of 100 calories per glass. Which is a lot when you start to add up how many calories you're taking in a day. And you're like, oh, I'm only having 2 to 3 glasses of wine a night. And then you're like, well, I guess I can't eat breakfast tomorrow morning because you just consumed all of your calories, right?
Taste-wise, you know what? I enjoy the lower calorie one.
Yeah, and it's higher acid, yeah.
Okay.
So here's the magic and kind of the secret. If you're really looking to achieve some of these like lower calories, you want to look for actually lower alcohol as well. So when you head to old world countries,
the audience is not for that, actually.
But everybody wants to drink more. Like, how annoying is it that after 1 glass of wine, you're super tipsy and it's only the salad course?
Yeah.
Right? It's super lame in my world.
It depends on who your company is. Yeah.
Right?
Thank you, yes. No, I'm kidding.
So you want to look at old world wines, meaning things in the European department, and that's whites and reds. So there's a giant misconception that reds have more calories. That is completely false. So if you look at whites and reds and you're dealing with alcohol content between like 9 and 11%, you're literally dealing with lower points of alcohol.
Okay.
This is Gruner Veltliner. It's from Austria. You're also dealing with there's 0 grams of sugar to this, period. But you're also dealing with a very low amount of alcohol. So it's light, it's refreshing, goes with a lot of different food.
Oh, I enjoy this. This is refreshing.
Yep, it's great, it's light. So for me—
write that brand down. You guys will like that. That's really good. No, seriously, write that down. That's a good one, yeah.
So for me, I'd rather like eat the bowl of potato chips and the macaroni and cheese and then drink less calories.
Or 4 Ragavan pizzas that we're getting ready to do. Yeah.
Okay, so last to kind of finish this up, because this is where we start to get into some of this, like these bad boys. This is where things go awry in the wine world. So Meiomi is a very popular brand in the market right now.
This one right here?
Yeah, and we've been talking a lot about in 2018, when is wine not actually wine? When are there more things in the bottle that are actually not grape juice?
Okay.
And Meiomi has kind of been under fire for that, along with Apothic and then our friends at Yellowtail, okay? So as
brands that a lot of people watching.
These are very popular brands,
yes.
Insanely. So Apothic has a number of different wines in the market right now where you could be drinking 200 to 300 calories per glass. And you're also looking, when you flip the backs of some of these bottles, you're looking at closer to 16% alcohol. And so remember, the higher the points of alcohol, the more calories potentially that you're going to consume. And remember also that alcohol has more calories than sugar does. Okay. So the more alcohol, the more calories. Now, Meiomi has a lot of other things in it besides wine. It's not made in a very healthful way. And that doesn't always necessarily go, it's really sticky, sweet, and people are always like, oh, I love it because it's so big. That's because you have 47,000 Jolly Ranchers in your mouth all at once. That's what it feels like. It just feels like I have a mouthful of Jolly Ranchers and then you're like, where's the fruit, right? With the actual like grapes.
I actually don't. This is good because I don't love that.
Right.
Yeah.
So from there, I brought this can of Coca-Cola to just show you where in the mix does it go in between the Meiomi and the Apothic, or the Apothic and the Yellowtail as far as sugar content.
This is like Price is Right.
Yeah!
I believe, between these two.
Yes, exactly. So apothic, you are dealing with upwards of, well, like 20, maybe 20 grams of sugar. And our friends at Yellowtail in this particular bottle have 41 grams of sugar. Coca-Cola, my friends, has 39 grams of sugar. So it's really, really important when you start to look at the wines that you're buying. And, you know, I didn't bring Menage a Trois, but Menage a Trois and Apothic Red are kind of in the same category. A lot of things in there that are not healthy, really, I mean, coloring and bags of sugar, literally, that they can add. Where in these departments over here, it is illegal and it is forbidden. So
do the Tarlant, everybody.
Do the Tarlant.
That's right, yeah.
Do the Tarlant.
Leslie Miller, everybody. Because it's really good. For more information on Leslie, head to amusewine.com. And if you miss a segment, don't worry. We'll post the whole thing on Facebook and our whole show on our new YouTube channel a little bit later. Still ahead, an award-winning chef and one of the best human beings I know has opened a new pizza restaurant in Eden Prairie. We'll introduce you and tell you why everybody is talking about Pizza Karma. We'll be right back. Back after this. Cheers. Cheers to 0 calories. Welcome back, everybody. Still loving that champagne. Well, a new restaurant in Eden Prairie is bringing new flavors to pizza, and you're thinking, yeah, I've had pizza. Oh, no, you haven't had pizza like this. Cookbook author and James Beard award-winning chef Raghavan Iyer is putting an Indian twist on the classic pizza, cooking them all on naan crust in giant, unbelievably beautiful tandoor ovens. Here's a look inside Pizza Karma.
Well, I'm Raghavan Iyer, and I'm actually the concept owner of Pizza Karma. The menu and the recipes and the idea for the restaurant was something that I've been thinking about for years. You know, you think about what defines pizzas really is the way they're cooked. The concept of live fire cooking is so big in cultures from everywhere. They all have some kind of rustic making that's been done, breads in ovens like this. It took us weeks to figure out how to tweak the 2 ovens that are reserved for the bread. Every oven is different. It's like a child, you know, every child is different. To get those walls to be at the right temperature, where you slap the dough into the wall, it sticks to the wall, it starts to cook right away. And it gets done in less than 2 minutes. And it goes through a conveyor pizza oven to finish cooking it. And then you got a pizza that is perfectly crisp on the bottom, tender on the top side, and chock full of flavors. I've always said a well-executed meal is all about being able to process 7 taste elements: hot, sour, sweet, salty, bitter, astringent, umami. But texture, temperature, color, all of that has to come into play when you're putting something in your mouth. And that, to me, is the perfect bite. When you walk away with a sense of satisfaction, your entire palate has been appeased. You're looking at something, the food looks phenomenal. It smells wonderful. So all of that comes into play when you're processing the world of flavors. You're showcasing the beauty of combinations that you really don't experience elsewhere. But one of my favorite pizzas is the potato pizza. Such a natural combination. When you take these wonderful, different, multicolored potatoes, slice them thin, roast them in the oven, sprinkle them with a homemade spice blend, flavored with a North African fiery habanero harissa. Put some cheese on top. You've got a pizza that is incredible. I am one of those people that get bored very easily. So if I feel I don't have something new that I'm creating, I really don't have anything to say. And so whether it be the books that I've authored, or the television that I do, or the teachings that I do, or the restaurant concepts that I come up with, it's something that nobody else has done it before. That's what excites me.
And nobody has done this before. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our show. One of our dearest friends, the amazing chef, Raghavan Iyer, everybody. This concept, I mean, I'm not going to act like I don't know, and I'm not going to act like I haven't been there. I've been there, and I love it. Where, I know your ideas come from a variety of places. Where did this idea come from?
From my hairless head.
No, was it just like a...
It's something that I've been thinking about over the years, you know, because I think you look at what really defines pizza is really the medium of cooking it.
Yes.
Whether it's wood-fired, coal-fired, or plain oven, and so on. I thought nobody in this country has ever done primarily pizzas that are coming right out of clay-lined walls of ovens. And this live-fire cooking is so important in cultures everywhere, with the exception, you don't find it as much in the US, but you go to Southeast Asia, you go to the Indian subcontinent, you go to the Middle East, you go to all parts of Africa, Eastern Europe.
And it's there.
It's there. I mean, they all just slap the bread dough in the inner walls, and you've got these fresh baked breads. And so it truly is a global cooking tool.
And that's right. And you're going to see some of this. We're going to make some. We're going to give some to the audience when we come back. Back after this. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. More with our good friend, award-winning chef, cookbook author, all-around good human, and the owner of Pizza Karma, Raghavan. Now, Raghavan, I love that you say this because you're known for being a fantastic Indian cook, but it's not an Indian pizza place. It is. I like how you put it. Is world flavors.
Absolutely, and you know, and people pigeonhole you in whatever box they want to.
Yes.
As long as you come and buy the food, I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pigeonhole me all you want, but the reality of it is the flavors that I bring to the table are flavors from around the world. The combinations, the techniques, the way you cook the breads, the way you put the sauces together, and all of that. And you know that, you know, I mean, you and I, when we get together, everybody says, oh my God, do I have to bleep the entire segment?
I know. Raghavan, we're dear friends, so we talk like, we get in trouble because we talk like we do when the cameras aren't there. So yeah, you'll get to experience, yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I mean.
It's okay, audience, don't worry about it, yeah. So what are we going to do here?
So I've got gloves and I have dough, and it's all involves slapping.
Yes, okay, fantastic. See, what did I tell you? This is what happens, yes.
But, you know, when you think about the rusticity of the dough,
yeah,
it all starts with the perfect dough that has to have the right balance of moisture.
Okay.
The higher the moisture, the better the crust.
The higher the moisture, the better the crust.
And so if you notice it in slow motion, as I am slapping it, I am actually spreading.
Keep going, Raghavan, keep going.
I'm spreading the dough as I'm slapping it.
Yes.
And so this action actually will give you a much, and you can see how that's why it's so essential to have the dough that's so perfect. And so this gets slapped onto a piece of almost like a bunch of cloth that's put together like a pad.
Okay, the audience saw that in that piece. So that's a pad, or
it's
what?
It's a pad.
Looks like a pillow.
It's exactly like it's a dough pillow.
Okay.
Thank you for that name now.
You're welcome, yeah. I'll take a free pizza for that. Yeah.
We'll give you a Jason pillow.
Exactly, yeah.
And so this gets onto that dough pillow, and then because those walls are so intensely hot, you're talking about, 550 degrees Fahrenheit at least.
Can you believe that, audience? And photographer Eric, who did such a good job with that piece, the audience is looking at it. You have 3 of those ovens, right, Raghavan?
3 of them. One is dedicated for meats and vegetables, because everything is roasted onto skewers and they're lowered into the ovens. But the 2 ovens are reserved primarily for the breads because it's a different temperature.
Yeah.
And so you need a higher temperature for that. So it's a very sort of a temperamental oven. And every oven is different. Like I talked in the video, it's like a child, And so
it's not going to be this one's not going to be a perfect 505, and this one. So it's really an art to watch.
Absolutely.
And what are you looking for, Raghavan?
And we're looking for, as soon as you slap it, and we always sort of underbake the crust in the oven, because once we top them and everything, it's going to go through a conveyor pizza oven to finish the cooking. So what that finishing 2.5 minutes does, it maintains the integrity of the crust. So the bottom continues to be nice and crispy, and the top part of it becomes nice and tender. And that's where the moisture that we talked about comes into play.
So for most pizzas, it's a 1 oven process.
Yes.
This is always going to be a 2 oven process.
Well, I mean, I've always been, said that I'm high maintenance and a diva.
Yes.
it's like, why
You just
stop?
can't make an easy pizza, Ragavan. You gotta make it hard. Yeah.
So, you know, but I mean, that's what really makes it. It's the science behind it.
So which one are we making with
So
this?
this one is, you know, build your own, because I'm all about control. And so
Yeah,
I want
y'all
to
can build your own when you go,
build
by the
your
way, at
own.
Pizza
We've
Karma.
got specialty pizzas as well. And so here, one of these sauces is from North Africa. And this is a very fiery habanero harissa. And so I'm spreading that. It's bell peppers, and it's got lime, and it's got the intensity. But like I mentioned in there, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
You're balancing these taste elements, you're balancing colors, you're balancing textures, and also by the hand slapping of it, you're maintaining the edges, which has a nice rusticity to it. And so then you've got all your toppings that you can put on top. Choose your sauces, you can choose your toppings. We've got everything from, we've got some beautiful chicken that's roasted in the oven as well. We've got some shrimp you could add. This is a coconut shrimp that we could put right on top. To me, really, the best thing are the potatoes.
The potato?
The potatoes.
The potato pizza, and then to me, Ragavan, isn't that the one? Is that the shrimp pizza right there?
That's
Which one?
the shrimp pizza.
That audience, if you go, and you're going to, I think this audience will probably go right after the show today. The shrimp pizza is my favorite. What's all in that one? We're taking a shot of it right now.
And that's the coconut shrimp that's marinated in fresh coconut and roasted spices and lentils.
It's audience. It is so good. And then traditional cheeses, Ragavan, or what
We've
kind
got
of
different
cheeses?
kinds, you know, but also our cheeses are spiked before we put it on top of the pizza. It's all about spices. It's all about flavors. And it, you know, otherwise it's boring.
Yeah.
Why bother with it, you know?
Well, before we wrap up, I got to say, we don't have video of it, but it'll entice you to go even more. Not that you need another reason. They have the coolest beer dispenser I've ever seen in my life. The beer, tell them how it works. You have like 30
So you
seconds.
fill it from the bottom.
It comes up from the bottom, audience.
And so it fills up. There's
Yeah.
no wastage. It's got the perfect head.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's like there's no spillage. Because also the restaurant is all about giving back to the environment and the community. Everything that we're using is 100% compostable.
Is that cool? Everything. The silverware, everything.
Everything.
Give it up for Ragavan, everybody. Pizza Karma is now open. Is now open right down the street from our studio at Joyner Way in Eden Prairie. It's right there, right next to the Eden Prairie Center Mall. You need to go today. For more information, head to pizzakarma.com. And don't forget, you can watch full episodes of the show on YouTube, on our brand new YouTube channel. We post each day's episode along with exclusive clips from the show on the same exact day. Just search for The Jason Show and hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back to wrap up the show right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Or wrapping up the show with Shayne on the big old couch. Just want to say thanks to Ragavan. Oh, I'm telling you, that pizza.
No, you've been telling me.
I've been telling
Like
Shayne,
every day.
you gotta go. Because I mean, I now after all these years, I kind of know your taste. I know that you will like the pizzas over there.
I know I'll like it too.
Yeah.
I gotta get over there.
I'd love to send the audience, because people, you know, in the audience, hey, where should we go for lunch after the show? I now have a place to send everybody. Well, finally, listen to this, you're gonna love it. It's been 35 years since the world first saw a very young Courteney Cox being pulled on stage by Bruce Springsteen in this classic music video. Remember this?
Hey, baby.
I remember that. That's the video for Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark, which, you may not know this, was filmed right here in the Twin Cities.
What?
In the now demolished St. Paul Civic Center.
Oh.
Well, last night, Courteney Cox was on Kimmel and talked about being reunited with Springsteen at his Broadway show. Look at this.
I heard you went to see Bruce Springsteen on Broadway. You know I'm kind of obsessed with that Dancing in the Dark video. So did he know you were coming to that show?
I think he might have known. Although I went with Jennifer, and I don't know if he knew I was going to be with her.
With Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went backstage afterwards.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I was expecting, like, who knows who would be there.
When you were in the audience, did he do this? Did he do that thing that he does? Do you?
I kind of was hoping he would.
Of course you were hoping he would. Everybody was, yeah.
You know, trying to get his attention, but no, he didn't. None of that.
You didn't get one of those.
He did play that song, though. Did you see it?
Dancing in the Dark.
Okay,
Yeah, I saw it. It was fantastic. Yeah.
I love that.
They missed an opportunity.
I
Can
know,
you
seriously.
imagine?
Oh, the publicity that would have gotten. Not that the boss needs it. Courteney also said she went backstage to chat with Springsteen. And the only other famous face there was 90-year-old sex therapist, Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth.
All right.
That's right. Dr. Ruth's still getting it done, I guess. Tomorrow on the show, one of our favorites, Jared from Thrifty Travelers, here with advice on taking advantage of those mistake bears. That's going to do it for us right now. If you're a kid watching that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.